Hi, you beautiful people. Right, let's talk about treats. Let's talk about that. I always come across as Scrooge when it comes to treats. I don't have a treat pouch. Yeah, I don't, yeah. I don't see the point in one. Yes, I do treat dogs, but I don't treat them like most people, yeah? Most people will walk in pets at home and pick up some garbage off the fucking shelf and feed that to their dog. And then wonder why their dog's got this burst of energy all of a sudden because it's just full of crap, right? My dog's treats blueberries, carrots, but more importantly, my dog's treats is love and affection, right? That makes my mark, my verbal, so much stronger. If you treat train, you will know this. Your treat will work 60% of the time, and then once there's a dog, a cat, a squirrel, whatever, your treat don't work. So what people mistakenly do is they up the value of the treat in their hand, and they go from kibble to cheese to hot dogs to chicken to steak, right? They never try and build themselves up. Blows my mind, right? This is what I try and do to clients, right? Is I try and build them up so they're the best freaking thing for their dog, right? Most people misuse treats. I believe treats is one of the most powerful tools out there, but most people misuse it. And if you don't know if you misuse it, stand in front of your dog, ask them to sit or down, whatever command they know, and then see their first reaction if they look at your hand or your pocket. If they look at your hand or your pocket, you've conditioned your dog that food is more important than the command that you're giving, right? Because they look for the motion first. And most people, before they mark yes or good or whatever, their hand's already in their pocket, they'll already have food in their hand up here, waving it around. There's no focus. Like I tell people, if I'm holding a cheeseburger over here and that, and we're talking, you're just staring at that, there ain't nothing between us, yeah? You need a bit of eye contact, right? Eliminate food. Food, in my opinion, the way I look at it, is cherry on the cake. So when a dog does something I want, mark verbal with the yes, then I mark physical with touch. Yeah, nice little stroke. Then, if I really want, I might dip my hand in my pocket and go, hey, guess what, bud? Cherry on the cake. You know what I mean? That's how it should be, because then the dog won't anticipate food every freaking time you ask it to do something that it should be doing anyway. This is what's stupid, right? My dogs do it for love, and then every now and then, if they're lucky or they've done something extremely good, they will get food. But it's also like the way I treat my dog. I don't take food when I walk out in the streets. Never. My dogs will walk off lead. No food. Why the fuck would I need food? I don't want to walk around with a block of cheese cut up in my pocket. You know what I mean? That's just ridiculous. But when I get home and they go in their crates for decompression time for like 20, 30 minutes, mate, there's a rabbit ear in there, there's sprats or whatnot. You know what I mean? That's their treat. Once the job is done, which is the entire bloody walk, that's when they get their treat. What most people do wrong is you're constantly treating out on the walk. When you constantly treat out on the walk, yeah, dog's mentality is, I've done my job, let's go and fuck around. And then you have to call it back and treat it, and then it fuck around again. It's not learning to do what you want it to do long term. You're just getting brief little moments, but they will never ever add up. You know what I mean? Because the food will always have to stay there for it to add up. The transitioning doesn't happen, you know what I mean? Because people overuse food too much. But again, like I say, it is a powerful tool. It's just, in my opinion, a lot of the general public misuse it. Use it at the wrong time. They try and get calmness, and it's a stimulant. So why would you get calmness from it when it excites them? But these are like food for thought. Also, I've got to add this. I can't tell you how many times I've heard the most stupidest argument when it comes to treats. And that is, well, you like to get paid, so why won't you pay your dog? Food does not equal money, and the mentality is fucking different. Rent, mortgage, bills, children to support. Dog doesn't have any of that. No mortgage, no rent, it just sits on the bloody couch all day, right? It's the mentality is not the same, which means the drive and the instinct is not the same. When my dog or any dog goes into survival mode, their survival mode is not the same as ours, right? They get more feral. We've been conditioned as humans to be more peaceful, right, over time, you know? So, and the argument that you like to get paid, if you worked at Tesco's, right, does your boss come down every bloody hour and go, well done for your hour's job, here you go, see you in an hour? No. So why are you going, sit, tree, down, tree, paw, tree. What is that about? That's just, blows my mind, yeah, because it's the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard. That it's not apples and apples, it's apples and fucking steak, man. It's not even a comparison, it's stupid. But you will hear that argument so much in the dog industry. And the reason that they do that is because, again, food is a powerful tool. However, they just want a bit dependence on you. You know what I mean? That you'll never reach your goal, so you'll have to keep going back and pay your money. You know what I mean? If they're truly there to help, they would consider training a dog in front of them and what the dog needs in front of them. Because I've had dogs come to me with no food drive whatsoever because they're too stressed. And they've gone to other trainers, and other trainers' first instinct is become a human treat dispenser and build food drive. Fuck that. I'd rather build toy drive, and I'd rather build a me drive. You know what I mean? I don't want food drive, right? That's something that could get them in trouble later on, and you're wasting your time. You know what I mean? Yeah, food for thought there.